Hello, Bat family. Many of you may remember I once did a contingency for Nicole Watterson. In said contingency, one of my plans to keep her from losing control was to help with the family's financial issues. I did this by tricking her husband, Richard, into applying for a job as a pizza delivery man. The results of this were disastrous, to say the least. Because of this, I was forced to take a closer look at the unassuming husband. With that said, Agamemnon Contingency, summer of '83. Richard Watterson is the de facto laziest person in Elmore, something he'd accomplished after defeating the previously laziest person then known as Lazy Larry. A defeat so powerful that Larry would become the hardest working person in Elmore as a result. I'm unsure if this was Richard's doing, perhaps somehow draining the lazy out of Larry, but I wouldn't put it past him. But despite his title, Richard Watterson has the potential to be just as, if not more dangerous than his wife, as even the smallest amount of motivation is enough for him to show his true power. For example, while sleeping in his couch one afternoon, Richard managed to hear his son speak of a secret burger from miles away. He then ran at a top speed of 200 miles an hour, running through several homes and falling down a bridge in the process. During this time, he'd suffer no damage or show any signs of fatigue. The use of food as a motivator is actually very effective for him, something his children would learn. Using it, they managed to get him to exercise until he'd managed to gain a significant amount of muscle mass. A change like this would usually take years of dedicated work to achieve, but Richard's managed to do this in a single day. Such an incredible adaptive ability from someone so unassuming. I shudder to think what he'd be capable of if he'd been able to maintain this motivation for an extended period of time. Richard has also shown some level of reality manipulation, one time capable of simulating himself driving an invisible truck. Not only did it have functioning controls, but at one point exploded after crashing. I can't even begin to give a rational explanation for that. And to bring up my past mistake once more, Richard Watterson is under no circumstance allowed to ever hold a job. This one simple act seems to go against the very fabric of the universe, and doing so can risk destroying it altogether. I won't lie, I don't think even his wife is capable of being a universal level threat. The best contingency against Richard is to ensure that the status quo remain unchanged. So long as nothing causes him to do anything above the bare minimum, the universe will remain safe. As such, I've made sure that food is always within reach of him, with the added benefit of lacing them with a mild sedative. As long as he's fed and tired, I think that should be enough. I need to be more vigilant with this family. In order to reduce any chances of accidentally causing any further damage, I'm going to further research on their daily lives. But if I'm being honest, I don't think their children would be a threat.